What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt and welcome back to Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles X. In the last episode we took on a few normal missions, rescued some people, delivered some supplies, you know, typical Blade stuff. In this episode though, I think it's finally time we push forward the main story a bit and meet a new character, so very quickly let's use the gamepad to travel closer to where we need to be and then we'll go from there. Now I am aware that we still have the normal mission that we got from Connor in the last episode, but the Synicula he wants us to fight is fairly tough, and it would probably just, like, destroy me. I think the thing is, like, level 8, and yeah, sure, we are around that level, so you might think we could totally beat it without too much of an issue, but you're forgetting that the Synicula is a lot larger than us, so it does a ton of damage, and also because it's like a quest hunt, I'm pretty sure that also makes it tougher to some degree, so yeah, that's why we really can't do that right now. Don't worry though, that will carry over to the next chapter, so it's not like we're going to be missing out on that completely. It just might take us a while until we can finish it. That being said, I do sort of realize that I'm kind of holding myself back due to the fact that we're still in the Drifter class. Like, it's honestly the worst, and if I wasn't doing this as an LP, I probably would have just like sat in a singular place and just beat up weaker enemies until I could level out of Drifter into a class that's actually good, but that wouldn't be very entertaining. Now that's also why I'm not really leveling up my arts too much right now, since depending on which class you choose, they may or may not carry over, so I really don't want to waste a whole lot of BP until I pick a class that I decide to stick with for a long period of time. Like, my current plan is to use the two OP classes. Like, there's two OP different build paths, one for early game and one for late game. So I'm going to build the OP early game, then transition into the OP late game classes, and I'll talk more about those once we actually get out of Drifter. But for right now, we should be fine. But yeah, once we get into a better class, it's going to make the game a lot easier and more fun to play, especially once we start getting overpowered, because we'll basically be unstoppable, and who doesn't like that? Like, it should be a whole lot of fun just to see how much damage we can actually put out, and especially when we get our Skell. That'll be amazing. Anyways, though, we gotta fight this flower, the dangerous of all enemies here in Primordia. Yeah, I don't know, it's really not that threatening. Now, as far as I know, there's no way to target and attack these guys before they jump up and surprise you, so that kind of stinks. But you might as well get used to that now, because in the second continent of Mira, that is going to happen a lot, and it does get kind of annoying, but it's still fun to fight these guys and just like take them out. Plus, I am not against the extra experience right now. Like, obviously, I do want to level up both in terms of just straight up level, but in terms of classes as well. And like I said, there are like 2 boss fights in this section of the Chapter 3 story, so getting some extra experience before we fight them may not be a bad thing. Like, if we can level up, maybe we'll get some extra arts that will make the fight a little bit easier. Who knows? I am sort of like doing my best to combo the arts that we do have right now. Really the only combo that we can do is my knife art on the far right, which is a melee art that will stagger the enemy. The art to the left of that will topple them, and then the flame grenade art, I believe, does bonus damage when the enemy is toppled. So I can pretty much stagger, topple, and then do some bonus damage to an enemy, but that is like the extent of my current combo with this class. And then I gotta like auto attack and wait for my cooldowns to, you know, refresh before I can really start doing more damage. And really the cooldowns aren't like synchronized, so it does take a while to pull off that sort of stagger, topple, bonus damage combo. Anyways though, let's check out that broken down Skell.
Damn. I knew we would have heard from them by now.
It was definitely fighting something. But this damage, it's not the usual claw or bite marks.
No signs of the team. If they were eaten, we'd know it. So did they walk away, or were they taken?
Alright, so we can investigate, or we can retreat, but I'm kinda curious, so let's investigate.
Right. Either way, they couldn't have gotten very far. Let's keep looking.
Hold up, Elma. Check this out. I'm picking up an Earth-based IFF signal coming from that direction. It's Pathfinder.
That thing over there, maybe?
It doesn't look natural, does it?
No, it doesn't. It looks like trouble.
And look at this. I'm picking up readings for other life forms too. Multiple signals, moving around inside the structure. Elma, you don't think...
Alright, so we can hypothesize or we can guess, which are pretty much the same thing, but one's for indigens, one's for like a smarter life form, so I'm gonna hypothesize.
I think you're right. Look at their movements. They're controlled, orderly. They're definitely not wild animals. Now the question is, are they native to Mira? Or are they visitors like us? And if so, from where?
You think it's one of the forces that destroyed Earth?
Let's not jump to any conclusions. It's a big universe out there. Of course, we shouldn't rule it out either.
Should we call this into HQ?
Yes, but not from here. If we're picking up their signals, they might be close enough to intercept ours.
You there! Drop your weapons!
Stay calm. We don't want to provoke them.
Earth aliens! Surrender! Now!
They know about Earth? You may have been right after all, Lynn.
We can stand down or we can grip our weapons and attack. You know what? Let's try and negotiate with them.
What are you doing?
It's okay, Lynn. Just stand down. I'm not sure why, but somehow they're able to communicate with us.
Meaning?
Meaning we need to know if diplomacy is a viable option.
Roger that.
We come in peace, and we're willing to negotiate. If you have any Earth alien prisoners, we'd ask the conditions for their release. If you don't, we'll leave you in peace.
No negotiation. No condition. We have our orders. All Earth aliens must die.
Well, so much for the diplomatic approach. I mean, you can't blame us for trying. Looks like we have no choice then but to take out these prone scouts. Thankfully, they're really not too bad, especially if you can get off like your full combo, because look at that. We basically did half of that prone's HP in just like 3 arts. So not too bad at all. Sadly, now everything's on cooldown, so we gotta wait a little bit longer before we can even do that again. But until then, we'll just sort of like use our arts semi-sparingly. Like, I don't want to spam them too much, but at the same time, if they come off cooldown while I'm still waiting for like my other major arts to come off cooldown, I might as well use them. And that's sort of like another reason why I cannot wait to level up our class and then start like leveling up our arts, because it'll decrease the cooldown, which will allow us to use them like more frequently, and it should make battles go by a little bit faster and make them more engaging and entertaining to watch. Because right now, like, I understand they're really not all that exciting with me only using like 3 arts. The other 2 arts, like the defense up and the purple art, that one just actually causes the enemies to like target onto you. So honestly, don't want to use that one too much since I'm not really a tank.
So much for the diplomatic approach. What's the deal with wanting us all dead anyway?
Yeah, I wonder. They did mention they were following orders. Maybe someone higher up their chain of command would be willing to negotiate.
I'm really not so sure about that, Elma. They seemed pretty bent on, you know, killing all humans, so may not want to negotiate. Anyways, though, there are a couple of, field actions that we can take care of right outside, like this giant enemy stronghold, so let's do these real quick just for some extra materials and experience. And I'm pretty sure this third one, like over here, requires level 2. Yeah, mechanical. So we can't even do that right now. We should be able to level that up like after this chapter, so we'll keep that in mind. Anyways, let's enter the stronghold.
Lynn, can you give us an approximate location for that IFF signal?
Let's see. Seems to be originating from that building over there.
Then we'd better get moving. There's no time to lose.
Alright, so there's a lot to do here and a couple of enemies surrounding the place, but first things first, let's head over here to the left because there is another Frontier Nab probe site and we can place a probe in here and then fast travel here whenever we need to. It is guarded by a couple of prones, but really it's nothing that we haven't fought before, so it should be relatively easy. Plus I kinda want to activate this now just in case things do get dicey while we're like inside this huge base and we happen to get incapacitated. We could just like quick travel back here and pick up where we left off. I don't foresee that happening because this area is relatively easy, but I just sort of want to play it safe and make sure we do have that backup plan if we need it. Plus, like I said, there is a story quest that does require us to explore like 15% of this continent of Mira before we can progress the story. And I think that's in like chapter 4 or 5 if I'm not mistaken, so it's coming up very, very shortly. So going out of your way to activate any of these probe sites is never a bad idea. Also, we are going to need to get a lot of these active probes in order to get our Skells, since I believe one of the requirements to get a Skell is to generate like 15,000 credits just from using probes alone, which is a lot of money. So at some point that's all I might do. Like I might just go around and plant probes for an episode just to explore the planet and get all the different advantages that come from installing more and more probes. And I wish I could show all that information off too, but like I said, it's really only displayed on the gamepad, so it's not really possible right now unless like I took a camera and physically filmed my gamepad. That really wouldn't look all that great. It is a huge part of the game though, so I'm sure if you are playing along, you already know like the basics of it, so you really don't need me to explain too much. Although I would like to show off, you know, the grand map of Mira, where exactly I'm fast traveling to and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm still working on a solution as of right now. I don't believe like any high resolution pictures of like the map have showed up online yet, so haven't really had the opportunity to mess around with any of my ideas for accommodating people who want to see exactly where I'm going on the map. But trust me, as soon as I find a solution for that, I will implement it into these videos. It's a problem I've been thinking about a lot recently, and I want to do everything I can to solve it. And uh-oh, Linda's getting a little bit low on HP, and I really don't want her to die because she has maxed out tension points, and she would lose all of that if she does fall. Thankfully, we survived the battle, so that is good. But tension points are represented by the green meter next to the blue HP meter, and they're very, very important in this game. If you have maxed out tension points, it allows you to revive one of your party members. So I think Lynn and I both have our tension points maxed out, so if Lynn or Elma fell in one of the battles, I could use my tension points to revive them. Vice versa too, if like Lynn and Elma have maxed out tension points and I fall in a battle, they can revive me. Also, when we get our Skell, I believe if we use all of our tension points like we have it maxed out, we can use all of them to activate overdrive mode in our Skell, which pretty much just makes us completely overpowered, lowers our cooldown. It might actually even get rid of our cooldowns. I don't remember what it does, but it just makes you super strong, and it's pretty much the best thing ever. Also, tension points may be required to use specific arts. We actually do have an art now that does require tension points. The blue art all the way on my right, I believe that is a healing art, so if I use that, it will gradually restore some of my HP. But it does have the TP in the icon, signifying that it will cost some tension points. So there is sort of a cost to it, like it's not exactly free to use. So yeah, if I do want to heal myself in battle, it's going to cost me some tension points, and as a result, if I use those, I won't be able to revive one of my party members. So Now, there is sort of that like decision-making process you need to go through when you use arts that require you to give up some of your tension points. You can get them back by, I believe, landing attacks with all of your arts and participating in like soul voice challenges that happen during the battle. So for instance, if you have the opportunity to combo an attack with one of your other party members, that's basically soul voice, and it does generate more tension points. Anyways though, let's head inside this building and take on the second boss fight of Chapter 3.
They're all dead. You killed them all. In cold blood.
Fortune did not smile upon them today.
Nelson.
You filthy Earth aliens do not belong on this planet.
You seem more fluent than the others. Are you in charge?
I am called Glennar. I command this squad, Earth alien. Now it is time for you to surrender.
Hello, Glennar. I am called Elma, and I command this squad. If this planet is your home, we apologize for intruding. We crash-landed here after our ship was damaged in an attack by unknown adversaries. We were hoping we could negotiate a peaceful settlement in exchange for our friends, but...
Peaceful settlement? Your words are wasted on us. All we can promise Earth aliens is a swift death.
Elma.
Right. We tried. Looks like survival of the fittest it is. Fine then. Seeing as you know we come from Earth, I'm guessing there's a good chance we might have a score to settle with you anyway.
Man, Elma is such a boss. Alright, so these guys, we gotta take them out. There's 3 of them, it's close quarters. Might seem kinda hard at first, but honestly, it's really not all that bad. Just do the typical combo you should have at this point if you're still in Drifter like I am. If you're in like another class, you can do like a different combo to, you know, topple, stagger, or stagger topple, and then do some bonus damage to them. And then the rest of the fight is pretty much straightforward. Just do your auto attacks, keep your distance, try and let Lyn tank most of the damage since she does have the most HP out of like your group at this point. I mean, other than that, you can really try and like buff up your other party members with the defense art that we have. Or if you want to, you can use the purple art all the way on the left, which pretty much causes the enemies to aggro you. And oh, Lyn is getting a little bit low on HP, so let's buff her defense up a little bit and try and focus on this level 10 prone. Or, well, I guess this is the leader, Glennar. So, yeah, we got to focus all our attention on him and take him out. And, oh man, he's resistant to my topple. That kind of stinks. Whatever. He is at, like, a little bit less than half HP, so he should go down pretty soon. Also, our party is all fairly healthy. Like, Lyn is a little bit low, but 500 HP is still a lot. Plus, if we keep nailing these soul voices, it should heal us up as we go through this battle. I'm going to keep buffing Lyn, though, making sure that she does have more and more defense so she can stay in this fight as long as possible. He is sort of like targeting her, though, so whatever. The fight's over. I was going to say maybe we should draw aggro, but doesn't matter.
I don't get it. Why would they be so bent on killing all humans?
Who can say? Whatever the reason, this is dire news. We should let the others know ASAP. Let's call it in and head back to HQ for a full debrief.
Roger that. And here I just started to hope we'd finally escaped all this.
Escape! Yes, escape! Tatsu also want escape! Friends! Friends, don't leave Tatsu trapped!
More Xenos? What should we do?
Stay back, Lane. What do you think, Rook?
We could be bold and open it up, or we could play it safe and just leave it there. I want to see what's inside, though.
Finally, dance of freedom! Tatsu thanks you!
Interesting. One of the vegetables is sentient.
Talking potato. I wonder if it tastes different too. I know what we're having for dinner tonight. You don't know it yet, new guy, but I'm a pretty mean cook.
You are mean and cruel. Tatsu definitely not potato. Tatsu explained this to dumb and smelly Prone when they take Tatsu, but Prone not listen. Prone never listen. On Nopon rude days, Prone first set sticky feet on Mira. Especially Tatsu. Tatsu witnessed Prone abuse firsthand. At this rate, entire Nopon race in danger. Yes, Nopon are endangered species. So really, friends have social responsibility to protect Tatsu from danger.
Uh-huh. What do you think, Elma? Bake or fry?
Wait a minute. The beings who captured you, big brutes in armor, little pointy ears?
Yes, Prone!
And they're a more recent arrival here, is that right? They're not native to this planet?
Not native, recent. If friends want more details, friends must promise to protect Tatsu. Only then will Tatsu talk.
Right. Elma, you hold him. I'll heal.
Tatsu will talk! Tatsu will talk! Friends not getting no fun sense of humor is all.
So if I understand correctly, this is your homeworld. The Nopon people are native to Mira. And then just recently, the Prone show up and quickly hunt you to the edge of extinction. Is that right?
Not just Prone. Prone and their nasty, evil buddies. Lots and lots of them.
They're buddies? You mean other alien races?
Other hungry alien races. They all gang up on Nopon. They do horrible, terrible things to Nopon. Someday, Tatsu will turn tables and eat them for a change.
Alright, so we can reassure Tatsu that we mean no harm, or we can tease him and stare hungrily at him. You know what, let's be nice to him.
Then you'll help Tatsu? Protect Tatsu? Oh, happy day! It's settled then. In return, Tatsu will accompany friends back to their village.
What do you think? Take him with us?
He seems harmless enough. And he'd be a good source of information on Mira and the Prone. All right. We can debrief him when we report to Commander Vander. As long as he passes the quarantine scan, we can bring him back to New LA.
Right. Let's get that out of the way. All clear.
Then Tatsu can join friends? Dance of joy! New friends are friendliest friends ever! I know! Tatsu has special thank you gifts for friends for saving Tatsu's life. Tatsu will lend it to friends for free.
Lend? It's not a gift if you don't give it.
Give it away? For always? For free? This would be insulting to friends and to Tatsu. No Nopon merchant worth his salt and pepper could do such a thing. Tatsu is grateful, but Tatsu not insane.
What? It's insane to think if someone saves your life, you might actually show them some real... And he's not even listening.
Friend, do you ever get lost? Tired of bulky maps and flawed memory?
We can agree with him, or we can disagree with him. Let's agree with him, why not?
There is a better way. Friends, this is your lucky day. Presenting Follow Ball! Follow Ball is #1 ultimate best super secret must-have Nopon item. If friends get lost out in wild, friends just follow Ball of Light to safety. And now it's yours, for free, to borrow. For now, anyway.
Really? Follow ball? That's the best name you could come up with for your super special thing?
Meh, meh, meh. What would friend prefer? Fancy name no one understands so friend can feel smart? Now, time for No Pond Dance of Generosity.
I don't know. Is that thing really gonna be all that useful? What if it's a trap or boom, it just blows up in our faces?
Ah yes, that reminds Tatsu. If Follow Ball get damaged, Tatsu need to charge friends full price, plus restock fee.
So much for Dance of Generosity.
Alright, so Tatsu will be joining us back to New LA, and now we have the follow ball, which we can use by pressing R and then pressing X. And basically, this will sort of lead you to whatever your current objective actually is, although seems like it's kind of like pointing the wrong way right now. I don't really know. Maybe I guess it just like wants us to go around. It probably like has default paths for everything, so like maybe it realizes that there's like a giant mountain in the way or something. Whatever, we're just gonna use our gamepad to fast travel back to New LA and go that way because that is much faster than walking. Now that we're back here though, before we go into the barracks, I think this is a good place to end off the episode since once we go inside there's going to be a fairly lengthy cutscene. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again guys, my name is Matt, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.